Hey, if you're Gen X and you are divorced, this video is for you. We're going to cover 5 different things that you need to consider to help you get your life back on track and to actually attract a great partner.
Ah! Oh! Oh!
So in this video, we're going to acknowledge the challenges of divorce and rebuilding your life after a divorce at this time in your life.
You deserve the best. And we're here to help give you some reminders, you probably already know this stuff, about self-care and compassion for yourself. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to have this part of your life be amazing.
Yes.
Before we get into this, we want to just give you something that we did a while ago. We have a video series that's free, and it's based on a book I wrote called How to Be an Awesome Ex.
It's fantastic.
And a kick-ass partner. And this book is about how to clear up all of the crap from your past relationships that you keep carrying forward. So there's a free video series. We'd love for you to go through that. It's all a YouTube video series. You can just listen to it, or you can watch our adorable little selves.
Yep, and you can get the book too. The link's in the description below.
It'll all be in there for you.
So, let's dive in. The biggest thing is
Feelings.
I was divorced from an 18-year marriage. Andrea's divorced. Both of us have very different experiences as to how we felt and what we experienced in our past marriages, including past relationships, dating, everything else and in between. But we're at the point in our life now where we found each other, and I'm like, holy cow, did not think this was going to happen. So we want to really make something valuable for you guys, especially at this time in your life when God knows how many different things you're dealing with after a divorce. When you're in your 40s and 50s, it's like, what do I do now? We're going to help you get there.
It's really important to understand that a divorce is a big deal, and it deserves respect because it's a big change in your life. And if you get divorced and just walk away from it all and you never process all that emotion, you're going to continue carrying that forward with you. So what we're talking about here is understanding that those emotions are part of your experience and they are valid, and to let go of all that, to become who you are and become powerful in yourself, you have to acknowledge and respect and grieve that relationship. Even if you may hate your ex, that relationship was a part of you and a part of your life. So it deserves, we're going to say it deserves respect. You don't have to like it, but you can respect it as part of your life, process out all the things that may be sticking to you and keeping you from moving forward.
Yeah, the grieving process is very, very genuine because there is a good chance you're watching this and you've got kids, and they're probably teenagers, young adults. And whenever the divorce happened, they may have just been in their transition of life. There are so many factors that affect us as we hit divorce in midlife. And grieving, don't underestimate the power of it. Because, again, for me, the divorce was like a relief. For other people, the divorce is like this unexpected rending apart, like tearing your shirt like Hulkamania, and you're like, this is not what I wanted. I've been doing a lot of men's work in groups, and I can tell you, I sat with men from their 40s, 50s, even 60s who hit a divorce, and every one of them have a whole different set of feelings. So this feelings that you have, the emotions, they are going to come out of your nervous system one way or the other. So we encourage you to face it.
And one of the videos in that series we mentioned is about the grief process. So if you're not familiar with it and how to apply it to a relationship, there's a video on that. So the next thing we talk about is the self-care. And when you get out of a divorce, there's this like, hey ladies, I'm free. I think hey, I think that was what you told me you were feeling like.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
part
free,
of me.
hey ladies.
We're going to get to some of why you're feeling that in a minute, but just acknowledge that, hey men, guess what? I'm free. Hey ladies.
Yeah.
Freshly divorced, lots of personal trauma I'm overcoming. I'm for you.
Yeah, so the self-care is really about turning your attention back to yourself and healing and completing your process with your last relationship before you start another one. And that's kind of what we talk a lot about, the importance of that.
Yeah, there's lots of different factors involved here. In a relationship, two people are Well, I think society calls it compromise, and that sounds awfully negative. But you're trying to build something together when you're in a relationship, and sometimes you don't always get what you want. Now that you're single, look at where you've let go of the things that were important to you, and like, now I can actually take care of myself in this regard. One of them could be your physical health, your nutrition, your exercise, your sleep. Maybe you just never got to sleep because there were fighting in the bedroom, and like, who knows what the case is, but
getting rest, taking care of yourself, and just realizing that you should date yourself first before you try to go date new people after a divorce or breakup or anything. Get clear with yourself. Any new relationship you start now is just going to reflect you where you're at. It's always a mirror to you. So if you've come out of a relationship and you're still stuck in the anger phase of the grief process and you're going to go date somebody else, you're going to show them that anger, and that's not going to create a new productive relationship.
Yeah. Now, this is a really heavy part we're going to hit on you right now, and this isn't probably going to hit you as a big surprise either. You have to focus on yourself and do some serious personal work, because relationships take two people. Consider your way of being as a radio station inside of you, and it's beaming out a frequency, and the only thing that can pick that frequency up is a similar receptor. And that's why you have the people in your life that you do, because they're picking up on your signal, you're sending out your signal, you're picking up on theirs. There's probably lots of patterns, and it's a good time to look at what's going on with you, what makes you who you are, and do the personal work. Go look in the mirror and deal with the things that you haven't been dealing with. I know after my divorce, my nervous system was a wreck, and it took me a long time to get these feelings moving, but the only way I could really move them and process them was to be honest with myself. What I wanted, what I didn't want, what I really feel. Look at my childhood, all the things that affect you. When you're in the middle of self-care, you're going to discover it's time to really deal with the real you, or else the real you will never come out, and you'll end up with a similar situation that you just left behind. Wouldn't that suck?
When you're talking about the message you're sending out in the signals, that's called attraction.
Yeah.
And what you attract will come into your life to show you where you're at and what you're doing. You're going to attract things that are alike with you. So if you're not doing well, you're going to attract that. And you'll see that as you progress and take care of yourself, do your own work, you'll see that you attract a different type of person into your life. In general, friends, dating, or anything, you're going to attract different people based on where you are.
Now, let's be honest. We've got mileage on us. Every single one of us in this like Gen X experience. We can smell trauma and problems a mile away at this point. We didn't in our 20s. We didn't in our 30s. If you take all of that stuff to your next date, you're going to suss it out pretty quick. They're going to be like, you sound a lot like the person that I just divorced from. Or, you know, like, men are going to pick up on that signal from women. Women are going to pick up on that signal from men. You have nothing to gain by rushing off to dating before you deal with yourself.
Yeah.
You can't overestimate this or overstate this fact.
Part of that as well is when you do start dating again and you see those patterns come up, you'll start to identify them more quickly.
Yes.
So if you took 18 years to figure out this isn't the person I want to be with anymore, and you're going to take some years to heal from that, and that's part of being human, and that's okay. And if you go into your next relationship and you see, okay, I'm in a better place, it's better, but there's still some stuff going on here, I may need to step back or reevaluate or take this slower, because my recognition is going to come a lot faster whether this is right for me or not.
You know what just popped into my head?
What?
Imagine you're cooking something new, cooking a new you. Do you want somebody to wander into your kitchen and see like 18 different bowls of half-cooked, unprepared, and ingredients in the middle of being made? Or do you want them to see something that's really fresh and new that you've cooked up that's really you?
Like a souffle?
Yeah.
A souffle you?
Or what do you call those? The casserole.
A casserole.
A big old crunchy casserole.
Crunchy you casserole. And on that note, you're never going to be perfect, so don't stop your life before you start dating again and just say, I'm never going to be the perfect crunchy casserole. I got to do more work. Don't get stuck in the healaholic mode either.
God, no.
This can be a big problem when you don't get through your process and get back to yourself and your happiness. You do have to live your life. So heal yourself for a bit and then test the waters.
And you know what you get to do as part of the healing? You get to see what excites you now. You get to have your hobbies, your interests. You got time, make the most of it. What excites you? What makes you happy? What brings joy to your life? What brings a little tinkle to your eye? You know, do those things now and really just immerse yourself in it and find it. Because it makes all the personal work that you're doing now, all that shadow work and all the stuff you're looking at, you're like, oh, well, now I can go play pinball and like take the pressure off a bit and have some fun, have some balance.
There's a time and space when you're single that you have when you don't have to consider another person. So when you have that time and space, really consider, wow, what do I want?
Yeah.
What's exciting to me? Wow, what have I wanted to try that I didn't do because I had this partner or I had this obligation or responsibility? What have I not had time to do? And go do that stuff while you're single and make some new friends and keep it platonic while you're healing through your own relationship. But make some new friends and do some new things. Show up in some new places.
Absolutely.
Don't get stuck in that I'm divorced and I'm stuck and I'm done forever and I'm never going to find anybody else. Like, don't get stuck in that mindset of it's over. It's too late. I can't do this. Nobody will ever have me. I've been too much. I have too much bad experience and baggage. You have to pull yourself back out of yourself. Your authentic self that's been in there the whole time. Pull that back to the surface. Do some stuff that you love. Make some goals. Complete some stuff and try some new things. But get in those good patterns. Create those things for yourself before you reach out to anybody else.
So another part of this is to build a supportive network. If you want an eye-opener, ask some of your friends and family what they thought of you during your marriage. It'll be enlightening, because if you have been bending yourself over to make someone else happy, or if you're an overpowering jerk and everything had to be your way or the highway, whatever the case is, if you can take your defensiveness nonsense out of the way and just go, what did you think of me when I was in the marriage? And there's no consequences. You tell me the truth. Be ready for the truth.
Yeah.
Because it'll give you an idea of what you can work on. And when you have a supportive network of friends, you can count on them.
And if you don't have a supportive network of friends, maybe it's time to look at that too. If you've got friends from the past that are kind of holding you back, that aren't moving forward, and you feel that restraint of, I really want to be who I am and I want to chase this thing, but then I'm going to leave these people behind. You have to weigh those options and decide, what are you worth in this process, and what does your life look like, and who do you want to surround yourself with? So if you've got people that are negative and are always complaining and arguing and just pulling all that stuff into your life, maybe look for the people in your life that are positive and exciting and supportive and help you.
Now, the whole radio analogy from earlier, keep in mind that as you do your work, your entire radio system is like upgrading. Eventually you'll find your true self and you'll be like high definition stereo. Mm-hmm. That signal is going to attract that kind of person instead of what you were used to.
It sure is.
One of the things to keep in mind is, we know people that had relationships where the partner didn't let them have their friends. Mm-hmm. If that was you, own why you let that happen, because that's not easy to look at, but you were a part of that. But the other part is, now that you're not under that nonsense, maybe it's time to reconnect with some people too.
Yeah. Are there people in your life that you miss because there was some weird restriction you had in a relationship? Those people that are there for you will always be there for you.
Yeah.
So when you reach out to them, they'll probably be pretty glad to hear from you.
Yep. So while you're upgrading your new signal to new friends, you can reconnect to old ones. You can have a support group. You don't have to do this alone. That's really the undercurrent to all this.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do this alone, suffer alone, feel alone, all those different things.
And you don't have to do it fast either.
No.
This may take some time, and give yourself that grace of understanding that this is a big part of your life. You're cleaning up your house, your home, your internal self. And sometimes cleaning that up takes a little bit. Give yourself some grace. Do a little bit at a time. Take those small steps forward. They compound, and you'll see that snowball effect start to happen.
Yeah. Love yourself, because you're the one this all has to start and end with in the big picture anyway. Whatever it was that got you to where you were, as you're doing your work and looking at it, you can go, okay, I see where that came from. I can see how to change it. I don't have to hold it against myself. If you're feeling shame, if you're feeling embarrassment, if you're busy comparing yourself to other people who didn't get divorced and maybe their careers and their lives are skyrocketing, you just have to stop all that and give yourself some grace and go, I am what I am. I did what I did. I'm going to do this. And you can catch up for lost time in no time, but don't rush.
Absolutely. We do have a couple of other videos in our video list that we've mentioned. Finding new friends and comparing yourself are two very big topics that we really like to talk about. So we'll link those also in the comments. I would recommend watching this video again and taking some notes and thinking for yourself. Now that you kind of have these concepts freshly, watch it again and make some notes. What is important to me? What do I want to try? Who should I reach out to? Who are my friends?
Yeah.
And really kind of dig into that and see what's true for you.
One of the biggest questions I asked myself was, how do I want to feel from now on?
Yes.
How do I want to feel at the end of the day? When I'm with somebody else, whether I'm dating them or just making a friend or working, how do I want to feel around that person?
Mm-hmm.
Take these notes. Do exactly like she said. Watch this video again with some of these aha moments and really analyze them so you don't miss the opportunity.
If you like what we're talking about, we're pretty straightforward, can kind of be in your face, and probably will trigger and challenge some people. And that's who we are.
Yeah.
So if you like us, subscribe, follow us, watch some of our other videos, and connect with us.
Yeah, leave some comments. Let's engage. We'd love to hear how this landed on you. If you have any advice, your own experience, lay it on us.
How does this work for you? What's your biggest challenge from your last relationship that you can't seem to shake? Drop it in the comments. We find a supportive community always shows up and will help you, and we will too as well.
Yep. Talk to you guys soon. We love you.
Ah. Oh. Oh.